everyone. Yep, after 2 o'clock now in Jamaica, and I cannot sleep. Yeah, I decided that I will do my live, my YouTube live, early tomorrow morning. But early tomorrow morning, but it is what it is. Now, as I can see the topic, the Venezuela crisis in 2026. Now, as I can see, this is the Jamaican observer. Observer. Right. Yeah, so we are in the Caribbean. Yeah, Jamaica is in the Caribbean. So this is the Sunday Observer. Right? Yeah. So to the paper. Print in Jamaica. Alright, so as you can see, this is the Venezuela president, Nicolas Maduro. Alright, so the the Sunday Observer now plan for do a little story upon him. So we just can just read the story today. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Read the story. I wonder if we can read again. Alright. So it said, just hours after a bold military maneuver that ousted President Nicolas Maduro and forced him and his wife out of Venezuela, the United States President Donald Trump said Saturday that the US would assume temporary control of Venezuela and exploit its expensive oil with, resources for export to other countries. No, they are saying that, so in our paper in Jamaica, they are saying that after Donald Trump make a move and make the Delta Force take out Nicolas Maduro out of Venezuela, right? Donald Trump plan now to exploit, right, the oil resources in Venezuela and sell it to other country, export it to other country. But let me tell you the truth. There is something, I'm not saying that oil is not part of this thing, but there is something bigger than oil that I believe that the United States want to put a stop to. And I believe it is Russia, China, and Iran that you see is falling now. Right? I believe that US um, realized that China and Russia is having too much stronghold in this part of the region, right? And the only way to ensure that Russia and China do not have a stronghold in this part of the region, right, is to ensure that whosoever in charge of Venezuela answer to the United States. That is what that is my belief, right? Because if you realize, there's it is said that one of the biggest signing between Venezuela and China happened just hours before Nicolas Maduro was taken from Venezuela, right? So China was all in. China was all in, very aggressive with business deal after business deal, right? All right. So my take on it and my belief is not just about I, but it's about U.S. security. You understand? Because Listen, if you have a backyard, if you are super, if you is a superpower, and you cannot rule your backyard, you're in trouble, because a man can carry nuclear come plant night, a man can build big military build up in it, massive military build up in it, we can attack you and overthrow you. So I believe that it is more an it is more about China and Russia more than I. Right? So let's read on though. All right. Yeah, man. All right. I said the the move that the move that stunned the world marks the culmination of a sustained pressure campaign by the Trump administration against the South American government and its art, art, authoritarian ruler, authoritarian ruler. Um, Following months of covert preparation, it also presented Washington most forceful, go to page, continue on page 4. Washington most forceful effort at the regime change since the 2003 Iraq War. So they are saying that since the 2003, I don't know if you remember the 2003 Iraq War, in which America and some other allies of America did went into Iraq, right? And did with Saddam Hussein. You understand? Which they said at the time was making nuclear weapons. You know what I mean? Well, that's a next story. So they are saying that since those times, America put pressure on Venezuela, right? But this is the most forceful pressure that American president ever put on Venezuela, right? And it was a Trump administration, right? Sorry about that. All right. Shortly after nightfall, Maduro was escorted off a plane at a military base in New York. He was ex- expected to be transported by helicopter to New York City, where the coup, where the couple faced trial on drugs trafficking and weapons charge. I mean, me understand the drug trafficking thing, but weapon. I mean, a president of a country should have the right to equip his country with weapons, just like how America have the right to equip itself with nuclear weapons, and Russia and China in a country. Eh? All right, all right. The light kind of bad. See with me. I mean need glass. Yeah, so good like one time. All right. Yeah, man. All right. Trump announcement came hours after a lightning attack in which special forces grabbed Maduro and his wife, while airstrike found sites in and around the capital city. Right? Despite the success of the risky operation, what happens next is highly uncertain. Right? So this is the Jamaican paper we are reading now. So this is our story in Jamaica. So this is what they are putting to the Jamaican people. So despite the operation success and everything, right? we in Jamaica and this part of the region still not sure what gonna come next. We don't know if Venezuela gonna break out in a civil war, or the opposition leader outside of the country are come in and take over, and the current people who live who that are was part of Nicolas Maduro regime are gonna disappear, which I can tell you now that the vice president actually take over as the acting president of Venezuela. Right, so we know for sure that the opposition leader have come good, but we still don't know if civil war is going to break out in Venezuela. But I can tell you for certain that the vice president of Venezuela take over as the acting president, right, in the absence of Nicolas Maduro, right, and she also put out a defiant statement against the United States. We call defying the United States president with some tough talk in the statement that she put out. You understand? So I can tell her that's for sure. All right. Trump said he was discussing people from his cabinet to be in charge in Venezuela, but gave no detail of how this would work. So Trump as a boy, I'm gonna deal with take some people out in cabinet and send them to Venezuela to go and deal with the affairs down there. But it don't look like so that it's going to happen because, as I said before, that the vice president of Venezuela and the rest of Nicolas Maduro regime did not disappear, right? They are still running the country, so I don't know how Trump will get them people out in cabinet to put in there. If they must strike it back again, or I don't know. I can't explain. All right, I don't know how that is going to go, but so far I know that what um Nicolas Maduro party is still in power in Venezuela, right? Because the vice president that was serving the country under him, the president, take over the role of the acting president, right? So the country is, could say, still intact with Nicolas Maduro party. Okay, all right. In another surprise, Trump indicates U.S. troops could be deployed there in the future, saying Washington is not afraid of boots on the ground. And I hear that. So this is where the thing gets sticky now, and things kind of get dirty now. Not complicated, but dirty. So the U.S. president is making the world know, is letting the vice president know that take over as the acting president of Venezuela know that, listen, if you not take for yourself, we are going to put boots on the ground, U.S. soldier on the side of Venezuela, right? If you kick on out, if you not decide to take for yourself peacefully, that is what I get from it, right? You can share it down below, you know. Like up, if you don't subscribe yet, subscribe, and I mean, subscribe to Marshall, don't subscribe yet. And remember, you can always share a comment down below, right? But he appeared to reject the possibility of the country repress opposition opposition taking power and said he could work instead with Maduro vice president. Well, my thought about this, is my thought about it, and I'm talking a code now. Me believe that such man, they want a certain price, and such people win a certain price. And because such people win a certain price and such man they want to win, such man now endorse such people. Yeah, so in a Jamaica we have talking a code and everything we can talk about. Though. So that's why me feel so such man endorse such people. Right? A code. You have to break your code. If you understand me just don't sell a code. Alright. One aspect that became clearer was the White House motivation with Trump indicating regime change and Venezuela oil riches, riches were the major goal. Still say no, that is not it. It is not the oil. It is China and Russia. Oil probably is one of them, but the bigger picture is China and Russia. China and Russia is a bigger picture. That is my belief. All right, we are going to have a very large United States oil company spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure. He said, we will be selling large amount of oil. Yeah, we did hear the president say that it's true. You know what I mean? Yeah, but as I said before, the bigger picture that they are not telling the world about is China and Russia. Continue. I'll show you at the end why I say that. At Venezuela request, the United Nations Security Council will meet Monday, that's tomorrow, to discuss the US operation to seize Maduro. The, the Somali presidency of the council told AFP US-backed opposition leader Maria, what? Oh, Maria Corina, right? Machado, who won the Nobel Peace Prize last year, posted on social media that the hour of freedom has arrived. Yes, she did do that. She posted that the hour of freedom has arrived. However, Donald Trump believes that she cannot run the country, that she not have that little thing about her we can command, respect. I get that respect from the people of Venezuela, so him not think that she's the best person. Here she will do. All right. She called for the opposition 2024 election candidate, Edmundo Gonzalez and presidency. But Trump was surprisingly cold about expectation that Machado could become Venezuela new leader, saying she doesn't have support or respect there. Why me a cough? So? I don't know. So here we are going. You said that already. Instead, All right. So, all right. So, listen to a party. All right. Reflecting. Reflecting the confusion. So we are reflecting on the confusion, right? Trump indicate that U.S. involvement is likely for the long haul, meaning the U.S. troop on the ground. So we are there now, but we are going to stay until such time and the proper transition can take place. He said, China, a backer of Maduro, leftist regime, said it strongly condemns the US operation. France warned a solution cannot be imposed from outside, while German Chancellor Friedrich Merz said that Maduro had led his country to ruin, but called the US action legally complex. So, the German Chancellor called the US action legally complex. What is legally complex about it? It's either something legal or illegal. What is legally complex about it? I mean, I don't know. The European Union (EU) more generally expressed concern at the developments and urge respect for international law, even as it notes that Maduro lacks legitimacy. However, EU candidate country North Macedonia, along with fellow Balkan nations, Albania, and etc., back Washington. So some country back Washington with the move, then there's nothing wrong with it. And so we stand with the United States and the Venezuela people for freedom and democracy, not Macedonia. Foreign Minister, right? Said on X. In Britain, Prime Minister Per Starmer said the United Kingdom will discuss the evolving situation in Venezuela with US counterparts, while noting Britain will shed no tears about the dismiss of Maduro regime. But the regime not dismiss. If anybody had come along with me, the regime not dismiss them take Maduro, Nicolas Maduro and his wife. Yes. But the vice president and the rest of people in a Maduro cabinet is there, still running the country, so the regime not dismiss. So this is my take on it. If it is about regime change, and you decide say you want Maduro and his wife, Nicolas Maduro and his wife, you got stand trial. Why not even locate the rest of cabinet, Nicolas Maduro cabinet, and do enough to do with them? So no sure so everybody come out of here if you want regime change. This is not the only person that is missing out of the cabinet of this leftist cabinet is Nicolas Maduro, right? And his wife. And his wife. Sorry, his wife. Everybody else is there. So I don't see no regime change. Sorry, but me not see it. If you see it, tell me. All right, so the United Nations Secretary General Antonio, right, said he was deeply concerned that the rules of international law have not been respected. So the rules of international law has been broken. You see, me believe that a nation or a people must be the one who decide them freedom. Nani, Sam Shark, Paul Bogle, decide my freedom, Jamaican freedom. They fight for it. They give their life for it. I believe, you see, want to understand my child too. A 40 year now, regime can still change and can still save as well it cannot save. But a 40 year now, in Iran, the mullahs and them people there have the people on type of tight regime in which them are milk them hard. And if you look to your right, a man backs up on the jaw. If you look to your left, you have to hold your head straight and certain things you can't do. If them put you in a lock up and them torture you and them kill you. But one thing I can tell you, you see, when a nation understand that them freedom lie with them, then them are gonna do what it takes. And the Iranian people just realize that now. They realize that, listen to me, how much millions of us. And if this regime even kill and 5 millions of us, 5 millions of our blood shed for freedom, we are gonna do it. Better 5 million of our blood shed now for our freedom, and we get the freedom more than content for live under system. So I'm saying that any country at all in the world, China have over 1 billion people. Xi Jinping alone cannot hold the Chinese captive. And them want to be, and them like the situation and want to stay in a situation. It don't take nothing for 10 million Chinese sacrifice them life to make the rest of China free. It don't take nothing. So I'm saying this, the amount of people in Venezuela, it don't take nothing at all. For 2 or 3 million of them sacrifice them life. To make them brothers and them sisters and them fellow countrymen enjoy freedom. A country for want something for itself. That's my belief. Right? A country for want freedom. Freedom have to come from within, not from without. That's my belief. All right. So We am I now? Okay, deeply concerned. All right. So Venezuelans had been backing Albina, bracing for attacks as US forces spent months marching off the coast. Ah boy. I prepare for attack and when the attack come. I don't know if I junk them on the junk or whatever. That's an next story though. 'Cause you can't know some man outside, thief outside your door and you're gonna go sleep. That make no sense to me. Caracas resident woke to explosion and the wheel of the military helicopter around 2 a.m. Airstrikes hit a major military base and an airport, among other sites, for nearly an hour. So, they say like for nearly 1 hour, the um, airstrike continues. All right, so this is basically basically it. This Nicolas Maduro. And right here, they say the US the top US military officer general Dan where you want to name, right? Aircraft took part in the operation, supporting troops, helicopter, helicoptering in to seize Maduro with the help of months of intelligence into the leader's daily habits. Yeah, so each day they know this man eat, when drink, when wear, and which part in sleep. Yeah, and this man was comfortable and feel like a president, hey, the Russian president, Putin supposed to have threat, Cause you don't know, so the same type, a agreements with the USA give Venezuelan president. I same time a pre the European president give Putin. The only reason I cannot say to Putin already now because me feel like say you don't have enough ammunition. Me feel say anytime if I war the continue throughout this year and they mass up with enough weapon, I'm gonna step to Putin serious. Cause in intelligent base up there, tough. Alright? So Maduro was 63. If Maduro got a prison, we never dead in a prison, man. If man 63 and them give him, then not give him the 25 years. So we are looking at this. So. 88. Young way then go easy with him unless I good evening. My respect. Sorry for reading and not looking, huh? Best life. Best life advice. Best life advice. Alright, best life advice about what? Tell me what you want a best life advice about. Yeah man, remember you can't talk to me about anything on this channel now, so. I'm sorry again for reading and not observing that somebody text scene on it. I mean, manners. Yeah, remember, and if you don't subscribe to Marshall Live yet, please do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I want to know though, just the best life advice. You know, if I have an idea about what you're talking about, I can't just run ahead and just hear best life advice. I need to understand now. Well, the best life advice probably for a man for going a taxi, probably for a next man for go plan some yam, probably for a next man for go further education. So you have to come to me and let me understand. You know what I mean? From where I'm coming from, when I say best life advice. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. So there are three more. There are three more presidents around the Caribbean that is currently not sleep good for around 2 nights now. They are not sleeping good. Now part of we say not sleep good. But let me hear it in English. They are not sleeping good for about 2 nights now. That is the president of Mexico, the president of Colombia, and the president of Cuba. Because the move what Mr. Trump make against Venezuela have them fretting, have them sleepless, giving them sleepless night. I can tell you, not no joke about it, right? Right. So the USA is also boasting and remember, and if you don't subscribe to Marshall Live yet, please do so. Please and thanks. So the USA is also boasting that they carried the operation and there were no loss of life of any military officer within the United States Army. Also, there was no loss of equipment, right? So, me know so China catch him in and I say, yo, brother. Right now, Plutin good I say, yo, how them man we should have man. I went in 2022, 2022 in start to war 23. Somewhere there about. Plutin good I say, yo, at them man we should have. Right? And we just go take out Zelensky out of Ukraine in less than 5 minutes. I know why I would not go and really I would not. Putin, not take seriously make joking, but yeah, Putin would I think about and say, yo, them man should have the Russian army. You know what I mean? We can execute. Cause a 3 day Putin this year, you know. And I go 4 year now, and I think next month I come. A 4 year. You know what I mean? Ukraine, Ukraine, man. Ukraine, a lot of people still about, but still rate how them stand up. But still like how them stand up to Russia, even though they don't like black people. They're a type of racist people when it comes to us dark skinned people like me. But you know what I mean? Give to Caesar what is for Caesar. They might do good stuff. I will say, yo, they might do good. No, I take that from them. All right. All right. Several hours after the attacks, Venezuela authorities had yet to realize casualty figures. But Trump told a US media outlet that many Colombians who were part of Maduro security details were among the dead. You know, we can't understand. And that part that really amazed me. Yeah, tell me say Venezuela make little Cuba, not Colombia, sorry, little Cuba around them security. Did you know that most of Maduro's security were surrounding? They are Cuban. So, so Do you guys really see where Venezuela falls short and what Venezuela is really lacking? You make a little country like Cuba build up more than 80% of your security. So what about your fellow countrymen, them, the Venezuelan them? They are not good enough? Come on, man. So this man love money and now makes the right thing for morning. You know what I mean? I'm totally against we and treat the people them. I'm not treat the people them good. I'm totally against we and treat the people them. So it's not like me I take side with them. Me believe that everybody down in Venezuela could have lived like king and queen with the amount of oil them have. I mean, if you say him could have do so underneath the United States pressure by keeping him mouth shut, work closely with Russia and China, treat him neighbors them with their own him good like Guyana, like Trinidad treat them good. Treat the people them in their country good. Make them know money, make them hold money. And him would have still the power this day. You imagine your own security where you have. Can't drive a good car, not live in a good house. You still a him you depend upon to keep you safe. President here. President here. Something did wrong with him, brother. All right. Within hours of the operation, Caracas are falling easily, quiet, with police station outside public building and a smell of smoke drifting through the street. The US and numerous European governments did not recognize Maduro, all right, legitimacy, right, saying he stole election in 2013 and in 2024. So man said 2 times this man has stole election, there wasn't a free election. All right, Maduro in power since 2013, right? After taking over from leftist mentor Chavez. Remember one man named Chavez is dead must by cancer. I think a cancer did kill him. Lang accuses Trump of seeking regime change in order to control Venezuela oil reserve. Trump had offered several justifications for the aggressive policy towards Venezuela at times, stressing illegal migration. Trump has a term when using it. Most of people from Mados and what? Mental what? Where. Yeah, there's use some terminology. For aggressive policy towards Venezuela at times. Mhm. At times, trusting illegal um, mi- um, migration, na- nar- narcos, trafficking, and the narco trafficking and country oil industry. You know, and the country oil industry. Okay, must be the oil industry not in there. But he had previously avoided openly calling for a regime change. Several members of the Congress quickly questioned the legality of the operation. However, Trump key allied Mike Johnson, Republican Speaker in the House of Representative, said it was justified. Here comes the end of that story for tonight, right? So I think the Democrat asked them for sure them asked the Democrat Party in America is asking the Republican Party in America to show them the blueprint of the legality, right? That gave them the power to went into Venezuela and capture Nicolas Maduro and his wife, right? But Mike Johnson said there's nothing wrong with it, everything all right. Now, I want to pick up each and every one, and and tell her thanks for tuning in, and tomorrow again, I'm going to see what Brother Trump have to say about Nicolas and Maduro and let you know. So, yeah, what's that? So, yes. So, we are carefully following the story of Nicolas Maduro in Jamaica. As I said before, this is Nicolas Maduro, the president that is captured and taken out of Venezuela by the Delta Force of America. Right? So, yeah, this is he, Nicolas Maduro. Right? And this is this is what is in the media in Jamaica. So this is our news that we get in the media in Jamaica. Right? So big up yourself and bless to each and every one that was here. And if you don't subscribe yet, remember to subscribe to Marshall Live. Big up yourself. Tomorrow again, we get any more news for Nicolas Maduro. I'm going to come right here on my live again and present it. I don't know. These are the breaking story in the Caribbean. And yes, it affects us. As I said yesterday before, if Venezuela was running good, things would have more cheaper in Jamaica in terms of taxi fare, bus fare, certain products that are more cheaper in Jamaica, right? Because we don't get high at a better price from them, right? But because of their oil industry in ruin and now run good and world of chaos in Venezuela, so I pay expensive oil Jamaica to buy. So yes, whatever happened in that part of the Caribbean do affect us in Jamaica. So yeah, you have to pay. So we have to pay close attention to the news out of Venezuela, right? Venezuela, and we are praying that there is no civil war breakout in Venezuela, but good sense may prevail, and the Venezuelan people them do the right thing. And if them want to rest the leftists them that leave, the vice president that leave to continue to run the country, and them ask them to do so in a respectful way in which them start to make the people of Venezuela start to feel the wealth of the country in them pocket. You get me, I say to you? Or if them believe so they cannot do it, them tell them to take for themselves and get some Venezuelan people who can do it and make them run Venezuela. But we want to see Venezuela, not a place like Yemen. Listen to me careful. I do not want to see Venezuela become a place like Yemen. I want to see Venezuela as a peaceful place in which me can jump on a plane from Jamaica or a boat and go over there go spend a weekend. So I don't want a civil war in a Venezuela. So may I keep close to the news. Anyway, big up yourself. Enough love and enough respect to everybody that passed through and everybody that stop and listen and support the live. Remember, if you don't subscribe to Marshall yet, please do so. One cocoa full basket. Always telling you, right? I'm grateful for everyone who subscribed to me so far. But if you don't do it, subscribe to me yet, please do so. One cocoa, my grandmother said, full basket. Respect, love, and thanks for your time. I am out.